Hi, everyone. Naomi Kent here from the Boardroom Company. I want to have a just a quick conversation here this morning about a topic that's been coming up. I want to say, well, it came up yesterday, but it also came up earlier this week, and that's the language that you use if you're trying to get onto a corporate board. So a for-profit board, a paid board versus a not-for-profit board. I was on the phone with someone recently and they said, the reason I want to be on a board, they're on non-profit boards, but they want to be on corporate boards, so boards of corporations. And they said, hey, I want to be on a corporate board because I want to further the mission and I want to make an impact on the community. So both of those terms, supporting a mission and having impact on communities, those are both non-profit board descriptions, language, whatever you want to call it. So if you're trying to get onto a corporate board and your language is very much referring to non-profit boards, and that's what you've only been on, you're going to send the wrong message to whoever you're talking to. And the person that you're talking to is going to sort of immediately think, well, this person has no reason to be on a corporate board. They don't really even know what they're talking about. And plus, I'm on a corporate board, or that person might be on a corporate board. We don't talk about mission, and we don't talk about helping communities, right, or having impact. So using the right language to talk about why you want to be on a board or what you will do on a board is going to make a huge difference. I'm going to say two other things as well. One is, how do you describe your nonprofit experience so that it relates to corporate boards? That's another big deal. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm in fundraising and I've been, serving on this nonprofit board for 15 years. And, we've been able to raise X amount of sponsorships, and I helped with events. And unfortunately, none of that is relevant to a corporate board. And so if you're there and you're talking about these things, again, you're sending the wrong impression. You're sending the impression that you want to be on more nonprofit boards, which is exactly the opposite of what you want to do. So my advice is, instead of describing all the things that you do at the nonprofit boards that are non-relatable, I advise to just describe the things that are relatable to corporate boards. So you could be serving on a specific committee, like a finance committee. You could be reviewing the annual reports, the quarterly statements. You might be on an investment committee if it's a foundation. That's extremely relevant to a lot of companies. They make investments, and these are things that you would be advising on. Some nonprofits even go through a merger or an acquisition. So they join forces with other nonprofits, and perhaps you're on the board at that time. And then, of course, there's succession, where the leadership of the organization, of the nonprofit, you may have to decide what is the path for that particular leader and who will replace them now or in the future. And so you may have to do a search, you may have to qualify somebody new, determine what skills you need, and then go out to find the candidate. That's very relatable to a CEO succession. It's not exactly the same, but it's very, very similar. So think about, how are you describing your nonprofit boards as experience to get onto corporate boards? And how is that working for you? And then the final piece I want to mention is, if you've been on lots and lots of nonprofits, and I work with a lot of clients who've had a long history, and often they started at a nonprofit many years ago, is I actually recommend you only talk about one or two if there is relevancy for a corporate board. So, don't tell people I've been on 10 nonprofits and I've served 20 years. And this doesn't really create a record that is relevant to corporate boards. So I just wouldn't even mention it. I would only mention the ones that are relatable. So larger nonprofit boards that perhaps we've heard of, groups or incidents that have taken place, where, again, it's relatable to a corporate board. These are all things that are going to go down much, much better than just talking about your nonprofit board experience. So I hope that's helpful. I certainly think that nonprofit boards are hugely valuable. I serve on them. I've served on them. And I think they're wonderful. And community and civic work is so important. Just watch out how you're describing your non-profit board experience when it comes to corporate boards. Thank you.